Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode where we at 638. It is a Sunday, hoodie Sunday. Uh Busy weekend. I'm a little sore this morning, but I was up early. I've actually been up for a little while. Just kind of scrolled through Twitter. Um Interesting DM chat going on this morning. a little sore because yesterday I rode my bike nearly 40 miles. Now, full disclosure, it's an e-bike, so it's not like I'm pet pill and I've got a little assist going on, but um I know it was a workout when I come home and it's like I'm basically crawling. My legs are so on fire. And it was actually one of those I didn't really plan on doing a bike ride. Here's why this all went down. It was actually I think the universe knew that I was fatigued this week. And it's like I'm stubborn and I'm gonna just fight through it and just keep burning myself out. That's just the way I am. But I ran out of labels for my thermal label printer. I ordered some. The Now normally I have my label printer, my labels are on like auto, or you get 5% discount through Amazon if you have them on a site. So like every 2 months. Well, I'm selling more, so I'm using more labels, so I have to order them faster, and I didn't adjust my settings, and they were sold out. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna buy a whole bunch. I ended up buying 2,700, but they're freaking huge. They don't fit my label printer. So I'm like, son of a. So I just started pulling to get it down to where it fits in my label printer, and it still doesn't work. It's just they're not compatible. So Friday, I was able to put an order in for ones that I know will work. They'll be delivered today. Basically, yeah, I didn't ship anything because I was completely out of labels. So so we had a birthday party. A friends of ours that live in the neighborhood, first birthday party for their little one. So we went over there, hung out. It was nice to be around friends and just get away. Phones in the pocket, not looking at every notification. And it's like, man, beautiful day, beautiful day. About the perfect day you can have here in Wisconsin. It was about 85 degrees, sunny, no breeze, low humidity, perfect day. I'm like, man, I can't ship anything. I've got my basement full of cards I still need to, get sorted, but I'm not going to waste a day like this. I'm going to go for a bike ride. So my plan was, th- and here I am. I'm set in my ways. So my bike rides are typically the same, like the same routes. I go the same routes. I go to the same places, but but um I've been wanting to go like into like Madison. The city has awesome bike trails, and I'm on the far west side, so I don't really have access to them unless I, ride a few miles to access the trails that get me into the city. So I do a lot of country roads, and there is like a country bike path that goes, out into the other, it's like a 90-mile or 100-mile trail. So I do ride that. So yesterday I was gonna ride south. So there's a very small uh, town, population like 200, but it's one of those small towns that has like all these quirky shops. It's got a one block downtown, but every building is like a boutique shop. They've got a bike shop. They've now have a brewery there. So it's a very popular, they've got a nice restaurant. It's like a schoolhouse restaurant. It's called Paoli or Paoli. I don't know. But it's a really quaint little, like super, super duper small town. So the way I ride in, and then there's also like further down, and then there's another like country bike path that goes south, and that's what I took to get to New Glarus last summer. There's this another super duper small town that has a bar in the basement of a house. It's literally a house in this small town that's a bar. It's called Dot's Tavern. I think the town is called Basco, and it's like population 50. And it's right off the bike path as well. So I'm like, maybe I'll go down and hit the bike path and go down to Dot's Tavern. But the route that I take, they're working on a couple bridges on this highway, and I thought it was closer. I thought I could access a country road to go into the back way of this Paoli town. But there's actually two bridges on, and they're both like right at the edge. So I couldn't access it. So I rode, and this is like probably to where the bridge was out, 8 or 9 miles from where I started. And it's like, well, crap, now what do I do? It's like, well, I'll turn around, I'll go into Verona, and I'll hit the Military Ridge bike path, and I'll go into Madison. I'll explore these bike paths because I went this way. I did. And I kept going, and there's in the town Fitchburg, it's like 4 corners. Like you can go the Badger Trail, which is the one that goes to Dot's Tavern and all the way down by New Glarus. That's like, so I knew that would go south, and I didn't want to go that way. Then there's a Southwest Trail, and I didn't know where that took me, but then there was the Cannonball Path. And it's like, I've never even heard of this one, so I'll go, and I'm riding, where in the hell am I? So then all of a sudden, it's kind of like you crest a hill, and then it's like, oh, hey, I know where I'm at now. I had no idea where I was at. I thought I was going in like the far opposite direction. But then it just ends, and I'm like, well, now where do I go? Unfortunately, I think on what street is that? Park Street, maybe, where it ended. I only had to go like a mile to get to another bike path, the Wingra, which goes along the Wingra Creek or whatever it is. And then get where I pop out. John Nolan Drive. Yes, just a few blocks from the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. So I hit the bike path that runs along Lake Monona. And then I rode back, and again, where I'm at here on the very far west side, it's a few miles to access any bike paths. So getting back was a little more tricky. I mean, it was like there was a lot of zigging and zagging because there's no like direct path. So I had to jump from bike path to bike path. Then I'm like on high traffic roads that it's like, okay, I need to get off and zag that. So that was my day. So that was my hobby. That was my hobby evolution. It evolved into a 40-mile bike ride, and in a little sore. I was so sore. How sore was I? I'm sore. I came home. Beer didn't even sound good. I had there's a place called Mr. Brew's Tap House that's about 3.5 miles from my driveway, taking by bike. So I stopped there, and I'd only had some like appetizers for lunch at the birthday party. And I just rode 35 miles. So I needed to refuel, and I had a beer. I did have water bottles in my saddlebags, by the way. So that's what my wife's like, did you bring any water? I'm like, yeah, I had 2 bottles of water. So I had a beer. And then I ate the wings, and it's like, now I'm full, and I get home, and it's like the thought didn't even cross my mind. It's Saturday night, long bike ride, chill outside. I was so tired that I just like crashed. And I didn't sleep crash, but I came down. My wife was literally crashed on the couch napping. I came downstairs. I turned on, I'm gonna watch a movie. I turned on, Herman will like this. I don't know if Herman's in the chat. I haven't even looked at the chat yet. Friday the 13th, part 4. So the app Pluto has all 13th, and I'm like, I don't really remember 4. I've seen 1, 2, and 3 because those are the early classics. 5 and 6 are the ones that I grew up with that I remember. 4 and 7 are like the 2 films from the Friday the 13th franchise that I don't really remember. And then 8 really sucked. Jason Takes Manhattan. Awful. But it's ironic that Friday the 13th Part 4 is the final chapter, and they made like 10 more. So I watched some. I didn't watch all of it. I got tired of it. I came upstairs, took a shower, and then just crashed. And then I realized SummerSlam was on last night. So here I go again. So I come downstairs, and I actually, so post shower, and I'm gonna watch. So I wanted to watch some wrestling. So I turned on like an old Nitro, WC Nitro from 1996, and all of a sudden I'm like on Twitter, and I see SummerSlam, and I'm like, SummerSlam? First off, it's July. SummerSlam's always in August, and it's Saturday. Like, am I going crazy? Like, did I fall off my bike and hit my head? What's going on? SummerSlam was on. So I watched. I didn't watch. It. I was entertained. I will say I was entertained from the parts that I watched. I may go back and watch it again, because I only watched, I don't know, maybe an hour of it. But I was entertained. The hour that I did watch, I was entertained. So now let's go to the chat. I see Uncle Rich with the first comment. He was so pissed because I could have listened live, but waited till later, and it was glorious food chat. Rich, I know, I was disappointed you weren't here, because like 95% of the talk yesterday was surrounding food. And I don't have any food talk today because I ate garbage yesterday, which I guess is par for the course for me. My lunch was like, what are those little pigs in a blanket, I think is what you call them. What we call them here, I guess. Pigs in a blanket at the birthday party. And then I just had some wings at the Mr. Brews. Just regular boneless wings with barbecue sauce. Normally I'm a wing, I'm a bone in. I like those better, but sometimes like I'm on my bike. I didn't want to, I didn't want to do the messy bone in wings. So it's just like, give me a fork, give me some boneless wings, regular barbecue sauce. They were actually pretty good for just random, I'm sure they're just frozen generic cheapo wings, but they hit. I mean, I just rode my bike 35 miles. I could have ate ketchup on a piece of cardboard, and it probably would have tasted good. Johnny Boy Cards in the house. Zach and Porter, good morning. George, good morning to you. Or actually, George is not in the States yet, so it's still good evening to George. Don't poop in the neighbor's lawn. That's something I've never done. I've never pooped in the neighbor's lawn. Dan's in the house. What is up, Dan? Both Dans are here. Dan Korean Cardboard says, my plane to San Diego is about to take off. Take care. Safe travels. Enjoy the flight. DR says, morning. Can't stay on, but I just wanted to say my brisket was a big success. I will watch later. That's awesome. The picture, I was actually sitting at Mr. Brews about to eat my cheap boneless wings, and I see Dan's tweet of the brisket, and my mouth was watering. Ed, what is up? Good morning to you. Let's see. Dan's going to be getting back to Korea, and George is going to be in the States. Rich says, come on, I'm the only one who has smashed the like button. Hey, we're up to 10 already. 10 out of, and only 13 viewers. Let's see. You mean you can't go to John Nolan Drive easily by bike? I cannot access John Nolan Drive. I have to zig and zag my way over. George is drunk. My reflexes are slow at the moment. Scotty Dubs, what is up? Good morning. Heading to the White Sox A's game today. Very nice. I'm hitting up I have not been to a major league game yet this year. Well, unless you count spring training. So my first, and I'll actually within a 2 or 3 week period, I'll be at 2 games. So I'm going to Friday's game at Wrigley, and then I'm going to 2 games on what, August 21st. I'm going to the Saturday Sunday games, Club 400 party with Patrick Wisdom and Frank Schwindel after. Is that this week? It's got to be this week. I saw someone tweet me the wildest trade in decades. Decades. Can you imagine? You know what that probably means? We're going to be highly disappointed, and it's going to be like. But the trade deadline hasn't been very active. The deadline hasn't been very active the last few years because a lot of the big trades happened, in the month prior to the trade deadline, where we haven't seen any big trades happen yet. So I could see that. Decades. I mean, I don't know the transactional history of the trade deadline, so I can't speak to that. But I do know in the last few years, a lot of the bigger trades in being a Cubs fan, like many of our big trades happened, leading up to the deadline. In fact, last year, I think most of the trades, well, I guess a couple, I think the Rizzo trade was the Rizzo trade before the deadline, and then Bryant, Baez were deadline day trades, I think. I remember where I was when Bryant and Baez were traded. I was sitting at the Singles Club. That's, I think that's just going to be, a memory that sticks with you because those are guys that they were, instrumental for a World Series. The first time Cubs fans of many generations saw a World Series. And I remember, getting the alert on my phone, digging through dollar boxes at the Singles Club. I remember going to one dealer booth and somebody was like, the Cubs get these two prospects. And, I think there was some misinformation. People were, reading the non-blue check marks and all that. But yeah, I remember some of those. So I think the deadline, it's got to be coming up in the next few days. Let's see. TD Sports Cards, good morning to you. Rich is at work. I can hit that button. Being drunk is no excuse, just as they would say on Animal House. George has hit it. Don't worry. It was just slow with the movements. Jason can keep Manhattan, LOL, right? Jenny's with us. Good morning, Jenny. Walking the dog before it heats up. We'll catch the replay later and chat with y'all tomorrow morning. I did hear that we were talking about, weather talk where it's somewhat unknown, it's just kind of awkward. Maybe it's people you don't see often or don't know. So it's just like, you just gravitate to weather talk. Somebody mentioned it's going to heat up again next week. Actually, not here. It's only going to be 83 today. 81 tomorrow, 86. It's going to heat up to 87 on Tuesday and 90 on Wednesday, but then back in the low 80s. So that's good weather. I'll take it. I'd rather it be 90 every day, but 80s will work. Yesterday was like 85 and it was perfect. Let's see. Where are we at in the chat? Jenny's walking the dog. Let's see. Sean is with us. What is up, Sean? What podcast am I listening to while driving back to Wisconsin for work? Of course. What is up, Sean? Mark Hoyle in the house. Cooter, what is up? Sitting on the porch enjoying a mysterious liquid substance falling from the sky. We haven't had last weekend a lot of rain, but then it's been pretty dry this week. George, I'm a bone-in, but you were a flat or a drummy. I'm a flat. Oh, I'm drummy. Drummy all the way. I hate flats. Flat wings are terrible. Terrible. I'm a drummy all the way. Drummy. Team drummy. Victor, good morning. George did poop in the middle of another person's dorm at university because he pissed me off. This is going to go into TMI territory, but I can't just poop on command. Like I've got to be in a comfort zone. I can't just willingly poop in somebody's dorm room or neighbor's grass. Let's see. George says, dude at my frozen burrito in the mini fridge and didn't replace it when he said he would. He deserved it. Okay. Let's see. Where are we at? I told Bo about the Rizzo trade. It wasn't a damn alert. Okay. Yeah, I guess it was. I guess Zach texted. And it probably wasn't a damn alert because you know how reception is in those convention centers. How about that? The national today is the last day. I can feel the disappointment. I can feel the disappointment in the air. Like I can feel it all the way here in Wisconsin. The disappointment of people in Atlantic City because they're tired. Many of their friends have already left. It's the last day. You might look for deals and nobody's chopping prices. That was a disappointment last year. Like, oh, Sunday, I'll go back to the bargain box guy raised his stupid prices. Like, oh. So I don't think I bought a thing. Actually, no, I did. I bought my or Johnny Evers. I bought something on the last day. I bought a lot of stupid stuff last year on the last day. I bought a Darius Baisley PSA 10 Prism on. I did buy I probably spent more on Sunday, actually, now that I go back and think about it, because I made all those. Yeah, I did, because the basketball slabs themselves cost me 5 or 6. Baisley was another 40. The Joe Tinker, I spent like 180. But I still went under budget though last year at the National. I had a budget and it was pretty close. It was pretty close, but I had money left over in my budget. But I can feel that disappointment in the air. Now the push is on for me. National is back in Rosemont next year, Chicago. And I've got to push because I want to hit 1 million at the National. So, once I get my damn Goodwill pallet cleaned up, and I've got some stuff I want to share, just some no huge hits out of here, but a lot of like base hits. A lot of base hits. We're talking $5. You know, most of these are $5 cards, and there's going to be some that are a little more than that. I did sell. What did I sell? The John Gold from Score. I ended up selling for $45 that came out of this Goodwill pallet. The 87 Topps rack pack with Barry Bonds showing actually sold yesterday for $15. What else did I sold the Baker Mayfield jersey relic for $12. So a lot more base hits, you know, nothing big, but I still have a lot of crap in my car yet. So I'll share some of the stuff I found. I know there's a $20 card in here. So the push is on. So, once I get all of the Goodwill stuff cleared out of my room, I can then count my Cubs card. I have mail from like going back a month. I can count that, get an updated count and push toward 1 million. Because I would like to hit it at the National next year and maybe get a Cap Anson to cap it off. Hey, there you go. Cap off 1 million with a Cap Anson. So that's the goal. I want Cap Anson to be the 1,000th card. Back to the chat. Sean says, making me miss the singles club more. I know. First day, my buddy calls me. I'm like, what are you doing? How's the National? Oh, I'm sitting at the singles club right now. I'm like, you son of a TD, which stands for Trade Deadline Sports Cards. Trade Deadline is Tuesday. And no, it doesn't stand for Trade Deadline Sports Cards. But he answers the question. Tuesday is the day, so that'll be a fun day. Zach and Porter says, Vic comes into the chat all innocent and then right after him in the feed, George is talking about crapping on a dorm room floor. Life moves fast. There's John. John's hitting up the National today. Let's see where we at. Low Roller Scratcher in the house. You found the latest hit in the Goodwill pallet. No big hits, just a bunch of base hits. Some decent stuff though. Ginger Wisdom in the house. Flats are easier to eat one-handed. That's my take. I like the drumming because you just one-handed and then just do that. Bearded Bookworm grabbing cinnamon rolls on my way home from work. I don't have any good breakfast items this morning, so I may make a quick trip run this morning. They have really good breakfast. George says I'm full of piss and malt vinegar this morning. Let's see. Zach and Porter asking Low Roller if he won the Mega Millions. He did not. Bummer. Low Roller, I did not play. John adds, I'm headed back to the National in a few hours, hoping for a deal or two. I think I need to focus on bulk buys instead of a slab. Dealers are more willing to pack up slabs for the next show than boxes. That's very true. I sold more basketball cards on eBay. I had a pretty good eBay sales day. Somebody sent me a DM this morning, and they made 4 times the amount of sales. I think it's a little over 4 times the amount of sales as their normal sales day. I was not that high. I think I was like 1.5x, but it seemed like a lot more. So I've got my eBay up. Let's take a look at my sales numbers from yesterday. I know the dollars were up because I had a couple of higher than average cards. So let's see. So yeah, it was a decent day. It was a good day. It was an above average day, and I had a good week. Nice cap Monday and Saturday, similar numbers. So my last 30 days, here we are. We're in July, up 0.5%. So, and I did say yesterday morning, I think my sales will end up being probably what did I say yesterday? 2 to 3% up. And I think that's, by the end of today, I think I'll probably be up 2% to 3% over June. Little disappointing. I was hoping for higher results. I was a little disappointed with my June numbers. But we'll just strive harder, list more. My traffic is up still. Impressions are up 39% over the last 30 days. That's leading to just over 23% higher page views. But then that's trickling down to just only 0.5% up on sales from a dollar standpoint. So pretty good sales numbers for Saturday. Let's see, where are we at? Brian asks, any Aaron Judge rookies? I have not found any. In fact, little did I know. So I bought back in, when was it? March, probably March. I bought this basically a bulk box, and I shared this at the time. It was when I gave away like 150,000 cards. It was, you buy this box for like, I think he started at $500. I'll give you everything for $500. And it's like, so I start going through they were basically quarter boxes, but it was junk. It was like 90s football, like mid 90s football, which I like don't want. I'm like, I don't like, let me think about it. So he comes back over and he's like 400 for everything, but you have to take everything. He was dangling the carrot of this good box, but I had to take like 20 crappy boxes. And it's like, I just, no, I can't use most of this. Football, if it was baseball, I'd probably do it because at least I could pull the Cubs. He came back and he's like, I think he came down to 200. And I'm like, okay, here's the thing. I don't want any of these boxes. And he goes, okay, 200. And can I just give these boxes away to like anybody who wants them? Can I just mark free? And I'm like, well, yeah, absolutely. Cause I don't want them. So he did that and he gave away like 1 or 2 boxes. We're down to like, it's the end of the show, down to like 15 monster boxes. And it's like, well, crap. And he's gone. Like I've got my box, but I've got the room and I've got to get rid of these boxes now. So it's like, well, hey, I can use the actual monster boxes, but I've got to dump the cards. So now I've got to haul these cards and I've got to go outside, take them to a dumpster and just dump the cards out so I can keep the boxes. I wasn't going to throw the boxes away. It's down to me and one other dealer who happens to own a card shop. And he doesn't even want them. And I'm like selling him hard. I'm like, hey, this would be perfect for, quarter boxes at your shop if people want to dig through. And finally, he decided, and all this time, like the last hour or two, I'm like cherry picking, and I pulled about 100 cards. Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, like there were stars in there. There were some Jim McMahons and Fridge Perrys that I pulled out. But he got like whatever 100 whatever 15 times 3,200 is. And he took them to his card shop. So I didn't have to throw cards away. So I think everybody left happy. Anyway, I tell that story because within the good box, there was a stack of Aaron Judge rookie variations. And I sold, I mean, there were probably like 15 of them. That made the box right there. There was also an Emmitt Smith like 90s variation that sold for 200 and some bucks. So that one card paid for the whole box, and then the Aaron Judge variations, probably another 200 that I sold. Then there were some Cody Bellingers, which I may still have the Bellingers, some of, but I had a whole bunch. I had at least a dozen Aaron Judge variation rookies. They sold pretty fast out of my eBay store because I had them at a good price. Let's see. John says, my dog just confirmed he can't poop on demand. 10 minutes ago, we were outside cleaning the Jeep windows. Once we were inside, he settled. He decided he had to go out to Dookie. John is asking if anyone is seeing a move down on Trout rookies. That's a good question. I was actually curious about that myself. And you know, I'm kind of glad that I moved my Goodwill Trout rookie when I did. The break says my old lady heard Singles Club and her ears perked up. Let's see. Where are we at? Singles Club posted a photo their first day and mentioned Dr. Jim. The funniest thing was his back was towards the camera, so you had to know it was him to see him at their booth. Yep, I was able to pick him right out. I saw Dr. Jim cheating on the Singles Club Friday morning at another booth. He is allowed to visit other people, LOL. And yeah, I think Rich I think last year was his first. Rich introduced him to the Singles Club last year for the first time. George found a stash of Julio Rodriguez cards, all in the $5 to $40 each range, and a Jokic rookie in the random box. So an easy 100 of found money. I love those finds. I absolutely love that. Those are my favorites. Let's see. John says, Rich, it was 8:30. I figured he'd be picking through their new daily stock. Perhaps they weren't open yet. Let's see. Love the finding of J-Rod. Let's see. Low Roller says, add some soccer cards, sell it $1.50 since the World Cup is coming. Don't dump the football cards. Sell it for 25 cents. I can't. I don't have room. I don't have space. Now I'm like desperate to move some bulk because my unfinished area is just piling and piling of bulk ready to move. I've got a Facebook Marketplace ad up. Hopefully I get some takers. And you get the will you take X amount? Like, no. I'm not gonna move 200,000 cards out of my basement for pennies. You're getting, as it is, as the price as it stands, you're getting 10 cards for a penny. And then it's like, well, it's a long drive for me, and all that stuff. It's like, well, either in or out. I'm not, no holds, no nothing. Can you send more pictures? It's all commons. It's all commons, and mostly 80s and 90s. Like, I try to be as upfront as possible in these ads. It's 200,000 cards. You're getting 10 cards for a penny. There's going to be some stars, but it's mostly commons and 80s and 90s. Like, it's junk. That's why I'm selling it so cheap. It's junk. You don't need any more pictures. Deal with it. George says, found the Julio First Bowman Chrome, 2 Mojos from 2020, a 2020 regular refractor and a 2020 base Chrome. So it was nice to find that I didn't know I had. Absolutely. I actually found a bunch of Julio Rodriguez, but it was like 2 years ago. And the first Chromes at that time were like 10 to 12 bucks. And I was happy because I thought they were like $1.50 cards. So I moved them, I think, for like 12 bucks each. And I was happy. And now it's like, but that's the thing. Like, you never know. It could be in 2 years, they could be $50 cards, but they could also be $1.50 cards in 2 years. So you just never know. That's why it's like, sell now, move it, liquidate. Let's see. Low Roller says, you regret not taking the boxes. I don't, not one bit, because I don't have the room. So 0 regrets. Henry was at a swap meet, but most things were individually priced or eBay. The thrill of the hunt was gone. Yeah, I hate that. Rich says, yes, I tried to get him to the Singles Club in 2019, but it did not work out. In 2021, when I was actually at the booth at the time, it worked for him. Buy a storage unit to make more room. That's actually something I've been considering. But a lot of what I have, like that I just want to get rid of it. And I have like 11 months, 10 months to get rid of it because I'm not moved like this that I'm trying to cards. If I don't get rid of it, well, it's definitely got to be gone in the next 6 to 8 months because I want to buy more. I'm going to dump it. I'm either going to take it to a non-Goodwill donation place because I don't want like, hey, we got another pallet in. Crap, this is all the junk that I just donated. So it's either going to go in a recycle bin or I'll find another donation place. But I would like to at least, get a couple $100 for hauling it all up out of my basement. Let's see. Rich says, I think, but I thought about a storage unit. It's like, man, I should just put this all in a storage unit. It's easy. But then it's like, no, it's not even worth a penny, a card. It's not worth paying a storage unit for this crap. I just need to get rid of it. Rich says, I think my role at the National is to be scouter of bargain boxes. There you go. Henry says, sell junk, get junk customers. There's some truth to that. There is some truth to that. Let's see. Stop buying more Goodwill pallets. Never. I cannot stop buying Goodwill pallets because there's good stuff, and I'm going to show off some of these good cards. So I think the first is around 40. The second year mojo is around 20 each. Nice. Henry says I've recycled thousands of cards, perhaps 10,000 or more over the years. Sell your cards, invest in a nail salon. Always busy, and there's so many people who need to get their nails done. The break says drop them off at a little league game, and those kids will be like, oh, I want Julio Rodriguez. I want Aaron Judge. I don't want Nelson Santovina. You can use a storage unit as a business expense. I can, but just because it's tax-free doesn't mean I don't have to pay for it. Like, I still have to pay for it. I'm just not paying taxes on it. So there's still a cost that I don't need to incur. Rich says, when I run box sales on Craigslist, I just show an old photo of my office with lots of boxes. I haven't even listed on Craigslist. I'm gonna do that. Actually, as I drink my second cup of coffee on the patio, I am gonna create a Craigslist. I don't use Craigslist hardly ever anymore. So Jenny challenged me the other day to post a Craigslist ad for my card show, which I haven't done that either. I think it's kind of out of sight, out of mind since I'm not on Craigslist. I don't actively use it. So maybe I'll try like Mercari. I've had a couple dealers tell me they sell a lot on Mercari. I'll try Mercari. I just figured Facebook Marketplace, I would be able to get rid of it, throw it in all those local swap groups. But so far I haven't had any luck with it, but it's only been on for a couple days. Let's see. George says, those little leaguers want to find a Dick Pole or a Rusty Kuntz. I sold a Rusty Kuntz yesterday. It's funny. I listed a 1984 Topps Rusty Kuntz card for $1.50. And then I listed like some Jason Dominguez cards, not $1.50, but like $5, like within comps. The Jason Dominguez had like 1 or 2 views. The Rusty Kuntz had 7, like in the first day. And it sold yesterday. It was in my eBay store for like 2 days. In a 1984 Topps, Rusty Kuntz sold for $1.50 shipped. And Dick Pole sells, like the funny name cards sell. I sold 4 1985 Topps Team USA Bill Swift cards yesterday. That's the goal of selling low dollar cards, is when you get somebody that buys multiple. So it's not, $1.50 free shipping. My net profit's about 40 to 50 cents. But if I sell 4 of them, because basically that Bill Swift cost me 1/10 of a penny essentially. So like my cost is like less than a penny. And somebody bought 4 of them for $6 shipped. It still cost me 57 cents to ship it. 2 card savers is about 10 cents. 4 penny sleeves is 2 cents. So the net profit is much higher on a transaction like that, which that's the goal of low end card sales. Let's see. Low Roller says, open a card shop to sell all your junk cards. Again, there's an expense and nobody wants to buy junk cards. I mean, I can't give them away on Facebook Marketplace. You know, a tenth of a penny is giving cards away, in my opinion. And I can't give them away. So who's going to come to a shop that I have to pay electricity, water, internet? Just not worth it. Let's see. Be careful on Craigslist. A lot of weirdos. There's a lot of weirdos on Facebook too. I'm interested. What's your cell phone number? And that's like this. That's like scamming 101. That's like the new way of scamming. Let's see. John says, keep it clean. Woody Held is a wholesome guy to collect. Them kids want to see some football player bang. According to the National. Yeah, Zach Wilson is since he's been in the news, he's been a hot sale. Dan's back in the chat. What's up, DR? Let's see. Low rollers suggesting garage sales and flea markets. eBay is the best equalizer for the little guy or gal to grow a business without overhead. Absolutely doing it from my basement. So let's take a look. The Goodwill Pallet. By the way, hit the like or subscribe button if you haven't already. There were some LeBron James in the Goodwill Pallet. I haven't comped any, but I'm guessing these are probably a 2 to 3, maybe 5 at the most dollars on eBay. This is a 2006 07 Fleer. Oh shit. Well, there goes that. Well, did not fall in a corner, so that's good. Here's a Topps from 06. So these are like 06, 07 Topps LeBron James. Here's an Upper Deck Ovation, same year, 06, 07. Let's see. Here is a Kobe Bryant insert. Clutch City. I don't know anything about these. The thing about 90s, and this is 2000s, the thing about inserts is some of them are like, could be a $200 insert card. Some of them can be a $2 insert card. It's crazy. Like the Michael Jordan that I pulled out of the dollar box, I sold it for $110. It was like an all defense team. And it's like, what? And then some of them, like that Clutch City, might be a $2 card. I don't know. I haven't looked it up. Here's an 04, 05 Upper Deck Kobe. Here's another Kobe from 06, 07 Topps. Pretty cool image. Let's see. Here's a Phil Jackson. We got some 70s. John's ears perked up. Phil Jackson, New York Knicks. It's in pretty good shape, too. 74, 75 Topps on the Phil. I love this card. This is a great set because you've got Michael Jordan wearing the number 12 jersey. This is like a $5 card. Sam Vincent, $5 card. Because of the Jordan cameo. Of course, that's the same set with the Mark Jackson with the Mendez brothers. This is a Gary Payton Fleer update. I don't see this one very often. When I saw that, I'm like, what set is this from? I don't recall this card. You don't see that card as much. I see this card in the Skybox card a lot. So this is the NBA Hoops Gary Payton rookie, and then the Skybox. But I don't see the Fleer. A couple of Shaq rookies from Fleer Ultra. This was when I was hot and heavy in the basketball card market. I loved Shaq. Let's see. Here's a KG rookie. This is Fleer, 95, 96 Fleer, KG. This is about the time when I stopped collecting basketball cards and got into wrestling and in collecting magazines. All right, let's go see what we have going on in the chat. Let's see. The break says, KBO, imagine being that kid's dad and standing there when he made the MILF comment. Ridiculous. You could win the Mega Millions and still not be able to afford Juan Soto. Bo has his witness protection program filter on. I see. My Wi-Fi must suck. I made Christmas ornaments of some cards. They had the right colors. Cooter says Bo can explore the NASCAR market. He just needs some Dick Trickles. I've got some Dick Trickles. Like these Goodwill pallets have just like a glut of NASCAR. And it's like I open a binder and it's like 94 action-packed NASCAR. Son of a, more of this crap. And Ken's like, give it to me. Give it all to me. I told Ken, I've got like 100,000 NASCAR cards from these Goodwill pallets alone. John says, I feel like I'm watching golf on UHF in the mid-70s. Let's see. My Wi-Fi strength, it's telling me it's kind of strong. Let's see. Low Roller says, if you pay $50 per month on ComC membership, you can send over 10K cards as long as your card list under 250 will be free storage fee. Really? I'll have to look into ComC. I didn't know there was a low price option on submissions. I thought it was like 50 cents a card. Let's see. John says, or George says, only John's ears could have perked up. It was impossible for his eyes. He couldn't see it. Dan says, did people really have to pay more for Wi-Fi inside the National than the ticket cost to attend the National? Yes. I believe the Wi-Fi, and I can't confirm because I wasn't there, but from many people that I saw on the internet, and of course, everything on the internet is true. We all know that by now. It was like $80 for the Wi-Fi. And I don't know if that's for the weekend or for the day, but even so, that's, a hefty price to pay. Anyway, let's see. Low Roller says, I sold more AEW. I sent a best offer on like a gold. I had it, overpriced in my opinion. So that sold, I think it was a Sammy Guevara gold AEW. I still have a whole stack, so they're not moving very quickly. Bo should just turn off the camera and speak into his unplugged mic. I saw that Wilson quote, but what the heck precipitated the kid to say that? Let's see. I had the dick trickles after I met Little Rock Connie. If only we had a ComC expert here. No low price option that I know of, and I only worked there. I didn't think so. So ComC is not an option for my junk cards. Coco Crisp, Dickie Thon, Johnny Dickshot, and Pete Lecoq. Let's see. And the real expert is not part of this chat. That is who I go to for my ComC questions. That is in dealing with the public. Sean says, don't believe everything you read on the internet. Abraham Lincoln. Let's see. You're the one we turn to. I'm going to send you ComC some bangers. Uncle Rich just got to. Here's another 90s insert. Sensations. Probably like a $2 card. I don't know. I've got to comp these. And these are like the cards that they look really cool. It's like it's probably a $2 card. Dennis Rodman, like trippy card, high voltage. Going back to the 80s, 88 Fleer John. I thought this was an 86 Fleer at first. And then I looked, then I got disappointed. Here's another. This is, I think, 89 Fleer John Stockton. I don't know why I had this in my hits pile. It's like a $1.50 card. Let's see. Here's a rookie. John says Bo's internet only craps out when he's showing cards. I wonder if I'm blocking like the Wi-Fi receptor, because when I like move my hand like up in the air, it like screws. I'll get the your Wi-Fi connection sucks message. Interesting that you say that. Here's a Moses Malone. These early 80s cards are cool for basketball. Here's a hit. Mel Renfro auto, numbered to 75. Love it. Henry says 21 watching, 70 commenting. What the hell just happened? Mel Renfro, numbered to 75 auto. That's a cool card. Here's another one. Now, I learned something with this card. I saw this card on the photos that they showed on the pictures. And when I got there, because this was on top, because it was kind of like, hey, look at what this new palette has. And the guy who loads it up for me picked this card, and he's like, check this one out. And he goes, we couldn't sell this because it has a corner ding. So the corner is really messed up. Lamar Jackson, jersey relic, numbered to 30. But there you go. You can see that corner ding over by my hat. That corner is pretty dinged up. So they do pull, some of the bigger hits. They obviously miss some, like that Mike Trout rookie in my first Goodwill palette. So that Lamar Jackson, number to 35. Zach and Porter will like this one. Walter Payton. There was a stack of 81 Topps football with stars: Payton, Steve Largent, Dan Fouts. There were some early 70s hockey cards. This is pretty cool. James North Trophy. I think that's Bobby Orr. It is Bobby Orr. And these are in really good condition too. Here's Stanley Cup champions, Philadelphia Flyers from 74 Tops. 70s hockey throws me off. I don't know if it's O-Pee-Chee or Tops. This, I'm guessing, is O-Pee-Chee. This is like 1970. Garnet Bailey, Boston Bruins. Let's see. Here's another Boston Bruins, Wayne Carlton. Johnny Busick. A couple of them. Johnny Busick. Must have been a Boston Bruins fan. Detroit Red Wings, Bruce McGregor. We've got a couple Blackhawks, Pip Martin. I don't know. What's going on with those spotlights in the back? Doug Moans. That's a funny name, Doug Moan. Phil, I'm laughing way too hard at that. Phil Esposito, Espo, Boston Bruins from 1970. Let's see. Here's a 1974 Esposito. And then this one was in a binder. Kevin Durant. This is a $20 card, rookie card from Upper Deck, Kevin Durant. So those were some of the hits that I found so far. And again, I still have a bunch of cards in the back of my car. Let's go back to the chat. Where are we at? Let's see. Where are we at? George says, okay, we saw that one. Low Roller says you can give ComC as a test. I've been talking about that for a couple years. The insertion fee just, it throws me off. Maybe one of these days I'll try ComC, but for what I'm selling, I can list it fat. It's not worth the insertion fee. ComC's great, but I mean, this is what I do full time. So it's like, yeah, could I scale up? But what cost is it to me? Like, am I going to make that? Because it's, I assume it's an upfront cost, where I'm, giving them the money before I make the money back. So, it's not liquid. So there's an investment, that's involved when I can do it from home. Where, yeah, does it take extra time? Yes, it does. But I don't have to pay for it. So that's the conundrum I'm in, where, yes, I would like to, not have to ship all day, but that's at the same time, I don't want to spend $500 to send in cards and then wait for those cards to sell. And then, it takes 2 months to get my $500 back, and then it's profit from there. So that's the conundrum. Let's see. Bo's internet only craps out when he's showing cards. Rock Connie was a good joke. Thanks. If only you knew my history. I was and still am a Fat Lever fan. That's what I'm working with. Sean says, does his internet crap out on demand though? 21 watching, 70 commenting. The chromium in the cards deflects the jigamabobs. Tree Rollins was a decent player. Did you put the LaMelo rookie cards in Goodwill Pallets? I have not found any LaMelo Ball rookies in a Goodwill Pallet. Let's see. Cooter says the Wi-Fi signal only has the 3 inches between the Bowman U and the ceiling to get to his computer. It's not bad enough for me to see that blurry video. Dave is back from the National. George asks, was that a cricket card? Rich says, if I recall, Garnet Bailey died on one of the planes on 9/11. Really? That's interesting. Let's see. Not positive, but my fading memory says it was him. John says, fun fact, WrestleMania in 1988 almost didn't get broadcast because an AC union was striking. They bought a ton of Mylar balloons and hovered them over the satellite truck's dish, blocking the signal. A settlement of some sort was reached. That's interesting. Wow, there's some good trivia. Garnet Bailey, 1988 WrestleMania. 1988 was also the first time we had the National in Atlantic City. I was there, Convention Hall. Let's see. Sean says, that's awesome. Cool finds. Cooter says, I'm willing to bet that once Bo rips the Bowman U, his Wi-Fi signal will improve. He just won't want to stream in order to avoid the crap we will give him if Bowman U bet doesn't pay off. I know I spent like $1,000 on Bowman U blaster boxes. Little Rock Connie, no insertion fee. She was good that way. If anyone doesn't know who Connie was, then hit the Googs legend. I saw you listed LaMelo rookie cards in your eBay store. I think I listed one actually just this morning, so you were on it. That was a $1 box find. Prism Emergent. Do we start the Chicago National Countdown tomorrow? Yeah. I don't think we have to do a daily countdown though. But the countdown is on. Let's see. Rich says, "Yep, Garnet Bailey." Wow. I had 2 tables there, John. You might have actually bought cards from me. So that's what I had for today. Just wanted to show off some of the Goodwill stuff. And wanted to hear about George's poop stories. Have a great Sunday. Back at it tomorrow morning, same time. Well, same weekday time, 7 a.m. Central. Let's see. Programming notes for the upcoming week. I will go live on Friday morning. Ooh, maybe not. Because I will be driving down to. I may do a quickie. Maybe a Friday morning quickie. So I'll be at Wrigley on Friday. No show on Saturday. So I'll probably do a quickie on Friday morning. No show on Saturday. Back at it Sunday morning. Monday through Thursday will be as scheduled. So that's Quickie County. So that's what's going on. It's going to be a busy August. Let's see. So my next card show that I'll be set up will be August 13th. So in 2 weeks in Rockford, Illinois at the Rock Church on Harrison Avenue for the Northern Illinois Card Show. I'll have my quarter boxes, probably mostly new inventory again for quarter boxes. So come see me in Rockford in 2 weeks, August 13th. August 27th is the next Madison Card Show. Let's see. I'm laughing at John's comment. Let's see. Now I lost all train of thought. Madison Card Show, Saturday, August 27th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Free admission, 125 sold out tables. Actually, not quite sold out yet, but will be sold out by the time we get there. Saturday, August 27th, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive. And then September 4th, which is a Sunday right before Labor Day, is the next Janesville Card Show, and I'll be there with my quarter boxes as well. So, again, have a great Sunday. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Have a great Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow.